Welcome back to my channel everyone. So on Monday I will be turning 30 and this weekend I'm going out with the girls to celebrate, and this is the makeup I'm going to be wearing. So the foundation I've chosen to use is by Kat Von D. It's the Lock It Tattoo foundation and I'm using medium 52. I actually got this when I was away in Florida. I went into Sephora and bought it, and I will always, as usual, link everything in the description bar to somewhere you can purchase it. And Sephora does ship to the UK, or they did the last time I knew. You should be able to get it in the UK if you're willing to pay for the postage. I'm using my duo fibre brush to apply this foundation and really work it into the skin. It is a full coverage foundation, so you only need a little amount and you just need to keep working it into the skin. To create a little bit of dimension so the face doesn't look so flat and one tone, I'm adding in a little bit of the darkest foundation of my Illamasqua skin base, and I'm mixing that with what's left on my hand of the Kat Von D foundation. And then using my same foundation brush, I'm working that in circular motions to blend it out. If you're new to trying this technique out, don't be too scared when you first apply it. Wait till you've got your blush on and your eye makeup and everything will look a lot softer. If you're someone who just wears a little bit of mascara, you might find that adding too much warmth around the face can be a little bit too full on for you. This technique works best when you're playing up your eyes and you're wearing more full on makeup. So I've blended it in down the cheekbones, around the hairline and a small amount down the sides of my nose. If you find you have the appearance of a double chin for instance, you can apply a small amount of this underneath your jawline and it will make that area look darker and slimmer. Now I usually skip past brows very quickly because I do have a tutorial on how I fill in my brows and I rarely ever change it. I'm using my Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz in medium ash. And I like to start off by lining the base of the brow, which is the bottom, in a nice straight line up to the arch. Then I use the tip of the brush just to flick hairline strokes through the brow. And then every couple of times I use the pencil through the brow, I turn it over and use the brush just to soften the pencil through. Any sparse areas I just fill in with a very light hand. Always make sure the very front portion of your eyebrow is lighter than the rest of your brow. This area is naturally more sparse, so you want to keep it that way even when filling it in. Next I'm taking Urban Decay's Naked Skin Concealer and my Bare Minerals concealer brush, and I'm applying a very small amount of that underneath the brow, and this is just going to give it a cleaner appearance. If you follow a lot of beauty gurus on Instagram, you'll see them paste stuff on underneath their brows, and that's fine if it works for them, but it's not for me. I just like a very small amount of a light concealer, again just to give it that cleaner appearance. But the choice is yours. If you prefer something more full on, you can do that. I'm running some clear brow gel just through the hairs to give it a little bit more texture and keep them in place. For eyes I'm using the Kat Von D Shade and Light Eye Contour Palette. From the neutral quad I'm using the lightest brown, and the brush I'm using is by Blank Canvas Cosmetics and this is the E32 brush. In circular motions I'm working that through the crease area all the way to the inner corner of the eye. I'm concentrating that colour on the outer edge and then working what's left on the bristles through that socket to the inner corner. Now although this brown is from the neutral quad, I do think it still has a little bit of warmth to it, so if you don't have this eyeshadow palette, just pick a colour that's ever so slightly warm and then layer that colour a couple of times through the socket. Then I'm taking the lightest shade from the warm quad and on a flat shader brush I'm applying that to the brow bone. Again, if you don't have this palette, any bone colour eyeshadow will be sufficient. Next I'm taking this metallic silver and champagne eyeshadow by Colourpop, and this one is called Fringe, and on my flat shader brush I'm taking that over the entire eyelid up to the crease. I do think you need to either put this over an eyeshadow or apply a couple of layers of it, which I'm doing here just to build up the opacity. Now to go over that I'm using Urban Decay's Heavy Metal Glitter Eyeliner in the colour Distortion. So this has got that glitter in that when you look one way it's slightly greeny and when you look the other it's kind of pink, so it's got that mother of pearl appearance to it. Now I just applied this twice on each eye and it really did give that beautiful glittery appearance. Going back to the neutral quad, I'm taking the darkest brown and I'm applying that to the outer corner of the eye. Now as usual we're going to be creating that nice V shape, but I'm going to concentrate the majority of that colour on the lower half of the V, so we're going from the outer corner of the eye down across the top of the lash line. And this is where we're going to be smoking most of that colour. We're only going to use what's left on the bristles to create the top of the V, and when I say V, we're talking about the letter as if it's been tipped on its side. Next I'm mixing this brown and black together, so Solace and Shax, and we're going to darken that lower V line. I'm still using my E32 brush to do this, and I'm using a very light hand just to gently work that over the top. If you're going too heavy handed, you'll end up with a muddy mess. Using my F10 brush, also by Blank Canvas Cosmetics, I'm working a small amount of that through the up half of the V. So as you can see, we're getting a really nice sharp outer edge, and it's framing our mobile eyelid, and that's going to elongate our eyes and give us more of an almond shape. Then using a blending brush, we're going to go over the seams of the eyeshadow to make sure that that gradient is really soft and well blended. Going back to my Urban Decay gel liner in Distortion, I'm applying that around my tear duct area, again framing this section. And this is really going to open up the area, giving us a nice twinkly highlight. Now for this part, you can either use black gel liner like I'm doing, or you can use brown. Brown would look absolutely beautiful, more so if you decide to wear false lashes with a really light band to them. I'm wearing some multi-layered lashes, so I'm going to use black gel liner. Across my waterline, I'm using Smolder Pencil by MAC. And then underneath my lower lashes, I'm mixing the Solace and Shaq's eyeshadow together again to smoke out underneath the lower lashes, and I'm making sure that meets up with the outer edge of the top lid. For mascara, I want a little bit of drama to my lower lashes, so I am using my Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara because this is wonderful for getting nice full lashes with only a small amount of product. The falsies I'm using are by Velour Lashes, and these are in Doll Me Up. Don't forget you can get 15% off if you use the code Shonagh at the checkout. Now if you struggle with false eyelashes, I have got a tutorial on how to apply them. I mention it in every video, but it has been so helpful for so many people. Using my Zoeva 127 cheek brush and my Shiseido bronzer, I'm applying that to my cheekbones, around my hairline and down the sides of my nose, again just to add a bit of warmth. And then I'm using my Zoeva 114 Luxe Face Focus brush to apply Lover Blusher by Illamasqua. As I have got sparkly eyes, I've decided not to apply any highlighter to the face, so I'm going straight in with lipstick, and I'm using Miff Lipstick by MAC. An alternative you could use could be Revlon's Nude Attitude. Over the top of this one, I'm applying Oyster Lip Gloss by MAC. And that completes the look. This is the picture I put up on Instagram of the makeup quick selfie. This makeup actually photos really beautifully, so I hope you've enjoyed it. Please don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you did. If there's anything you want to see over the Christmas and New Year period, don't forget to comment below with your ideas. Please subscribe if you haven't already done so, and if you've missed my previous tutorials, you can click on these now and it will take you to those.